When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Barretons too, cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. I done.
Basement level vibes with another one, straight up blackness. Aye, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, we have to gather wrong, grab a seat and sit down, pay attention, education, liberation, we have to stand strong. Benskop upon the radio, lively up the program. Everybody call somebody and let them turn and tune and on the radio and catch the boom song. We boom it up already, we have to boom it up again. Expose and reveal him.
It says, boom it up already with a boom it up again. Boom it up already with a boom it up again. I don't know how many of you understand that, but it simply means we say it already and we'll say it again, over and over again. And we have been saying for a long time now that the PPP regime is corrupt. We all know that Irfan and all those vagabonds, the perception of majority of people in the country is that they are corrupt. The 19 fraud charges brought against him, we all knew what was happening back then. And so we are happy to see that the nation, folks are now opening their eyes and have joined us in condemning the corruption. Some were part and parcel of the corruption. They were enjoying the sweetness. Ooh, when things sweet, you don't get to see what's happening outside. It's too sweet, and so you're consumed by the sweetness. You know, like you're eating a sugar cake, and you don't realize that the sugar cake get ants in it, but you tear eating it because it's sweet. So when the sweetness was happening for so many people who are now speaking out, they weren't seeing what we were seeing all along. They weren't playing the cards that we were playing all along. They were condemning us and they were embracing the corruption because they were enjoying the sweetness. Turn to your neighbor and say, they were enjoying the sweetness. But because the sweetness gone, the sugar has been drained out of the sugar cane. And so every time they suck the sugar cane now, they no longer get that sweetness that they used to get. And so it is bitter. And because it is bitter, the bumps raise, and because the bumps raise, you can't get it no more. You can't get the sugar no more. You can't put your hand in the sugar bowl no more. You can't get the candy. You can't get the sweetness. You can't get the police sirens. You can't get the sweet, the treatment. Sorry, I sound like David Hines here for a moment. Good night to Dr. Hines. You can't get the sweetness no more. And because you can't get the sweetness no more, you're gone out the door and you're gone and you're pretending as though you're exposing them galore. But let me ask you this. If I know about your dirty business and your corruption and all the deals, all the land here, the land there, and so forth and so on, is it that we fall out now that I'm exposing you now? Suddenly, oh, sorry, I don't know what sort of thing I drank today, but suddenly, you feel that you're exposing? No, you're not exposed. Anybody under the circumstances. It's not called, it doesn't call exposure. It calls snitching. It calls bumps raised. And so you're vexed and you're lashing out. Be careful, guys. Be careful. That's all I wish to say to you guys. Be careful. Hey, our operator hasn't, and people inboxing me and telling me, Mark, you ain't shaved. Y'all focus on the message. Focus on pour me in shave. How y'all know if I get a shaving set or whatever it is? Mark, you ain't shave. I thought for a moment somebody saying, Mark, you ain't shave. But they actually meant, you ain't shave. Good night again to all of you guys. It's Monday, and welcome to Straight Up. We are going to rock and roll in this cow pen. We are broadcasting from a cow pen. I made this studio to make it appear as though it's my studio, but we're actually broadcasting from a cow pen. Moo. How many of you seen the pregnant cows? Now, why are you guys surprised at what you're seeing now? These things have been, again, Irfan has a farm. Old fat Irfan has a farm. Now, Irfan is not the only one that has a farm. Find out from Irfan what sort of land deal they made with Ralph Gonsalves. What sort of land deal? And whether Ralph Gonsalves, that Mickey Mouse that Mickey Mouse from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who lost his elections, but he took his big nose and stuck it up Guyana's elections so that they can get the sweetness. Anywhere there's sweetness, Ralph Gonsalves is there. He tried it in Venezuela. He's not to be trusted. But Irfan and them guys don't care. They give you a piece of the sweetness. So I want the journalists and the reporters and the reporters in Guyana to ask Irfan Ali. You remember, we oftentimes tell you guys this. Months ago, we said to you guys, we said then to you guys, ask Irfan Ali whether he owns that big piece of land and that ranch and that farm on the Linden Soosdijk Highway. Y'all didn't do nothing. Y'all didn't ask. Y'all gone running around like long ladies Christmas time and dancing, just dancing and wobbling. And then when y'all get the information finally, y'all hollering, oh my gosh. But y'all weren't paying attention when we said to y'all, ask Irfan Ali, what about that land on the Linden Soosdijk Highway? We kept saying that over and over, but y'all not listening. But here is where we're going to ask you guys again to ask Irfan Ali whether Ralph Gonsalves got a couple of hundreds of acres of land in Guyana, whether that is true or not. We want to hear it. Ask Irfan Ali. Ask him. Ask those Dotty Bongo. Then ask Irfan Ali also whether he has business deals in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and whether he revealed that to the what commission? Some declaration they got to declare. That's a waste of time. I agree with Dr. Terence Campbell when he said that the Integrity Commission. There's no Integrity Commission under the PPP regime. The Integrity Commission is run and dictated by the PPP. That is what they do. So you cannot question, say, for example, let me see who in the audience, who got something in the audience there. Let me see who's the, not Theodore Adams, he's not rich. He trying a thing with the tractor, 1935 tractor. Hazel Johnson, nah, she ain't rich. Let me see who else is not rich yet. Donna Barry ain't reached there yet. Let me see who's the rich one in this Rastaman. Yeah, Rastaman is a rich guy. You could tell, right? So let us say, for example, Rastaman becomes an MP and get a seat. And so Rastaman has to declare. The public should be able to scrutinize all politicians in Guyana through the Integrity Commission. The Integrity Commission should, not by way of the politicians hiding these things, but they should, all of these politicians, including those in the opposition, whether they are from the APNU, the 12 members of parliament, or they are the other set of members of parliament, all of them should be able to be scrutinized. And so, for example, Dr. Terence Campbell should be able to present all of his assets, what he owns, or how much has he made for the year 2025 or 2024. That is what you call transparency. That is what you call democracy. But under the PPP regime, the Integrity Commission is basically a tool of the PPP regime. Nothing gets exposed. And so they prefer not to expose any, not even those in the opposition, because if, for example, the PPP wants to expose a member of parliament of the opposition and their assets, then by equal measure, they have to do that for themselves. And they are reluctant to do that because they know why. All of them know why. So Dr. Terence Campbell to table changes to the Integrity Act in wake of Irfan Ali's farm controversy. But it should not, and I support this here, and good job there, Dr. Terence Campbell and his APNU members of parliament, his colleagues. Great job, great suggestion. But it should not have reached to this level for the changes in the Integrity Act because of Irfan Ali's farm. This should have been done a while now, even after the exposure of the Sue and Jagdeo's relationship and those allegations that Jagdeo is corrupt. Since then, or even before then. So apparently nothing works in that country, especially under the corrupt PPP regime. Absolutely nothing works in that country because they're just corrupt. And every day we are seeing how not only corrupt Guyana is, but how dangerous Guyana is becoming. Every day people are being gunned down, shot, killed, gangster style. The police doing nothing about it. Absolutely nothing. Because the police now, most of the senior cops are part and parcel of the killers in that country. And the killers are part and parcel of the PPP regime. And so when people are gunned down, whether in Buxton, Agricola, Linden, or wherever, as long as the killers are connected to the police force, senior members of the Guyana police force, and as long as the killers are connected to Jagdeo and Irfan Ali and maybe the Minister of Sports. There are two ministers of sports. One we see the junior one more often than the senior one, who is Charles Ramson. We hardly see Charles Ramson. So could it be that there is a rift? Could it be that Charles Ramson is on his way out? But back to the situation in the country right now. It's like a boiling pot. And that pot, the water in that boiling pot is running over. It's running over because every day we see the lawlessness. Every day we see the corruption. Every single day we see it. It's happening right there. And for those of you who are smart enough, and a lot of you smart ones are in the audience, every single day we're seeing it. It's a recipe for disaster. Guyana has become a failed state under the corrupt PPP regime. And sometimes you wonder whether there's any turning back. So you've just got to wonder that, whether there's any turning back. Any turning back. None whatsoever. No turning back under the PPP regime. Corruption galore, murder galore, corruption in the Guyana Police Force, corruption in the government, corruption in the private sector commission. Never before have we seen so many people sanctioned, and nothing is being done about it. Sanctioned for trafficking. You get senior police officer sanctioned for trafficking. You have senior police officers, their visas have been revoked. All manner of things. You're hearing about corruption when it comes to murders. People are being slaughtered, and nothing is happening in Guyana because birds of a feather flock together. And those who murder innocent people in that country, they are being protected by senior members of the Guyana Police Force, and they are being protected by even the quote-unquote president and the so-called vice president and all those people in Guyana. Nothing is being done, but the pot is boiling over, and there's only so much that people can take. Have you ever pushed your hand or see a pot that's boiling over? You get something called pressure bust pipe. Pressure bust pipe. Y'all heard that from Crabman. Crabman said pressure bust pipe by pressure bust pipe. Be careful with what's happening in Guyana. And the corrupt government, they have to go to the table. They got to go to the drawing board and ask themselves, with all of the corruption, not just the black belly sheep, not just the cows and so forth, if they don't treat you as citizens, let me not sound like that dunce that they have. Well, a lot of them are dunces in the PPP government. But let us take, for example, if they don't treat the citizens of Guyana as human beings, if the corrupt PPP regime doesn't have respect for citizens of the country, you think they're going to treat cows and sheep any better? You would think that they should, but they don't. Now let's go to these sheep. Sorry, not sheep. Sorry. Let's go to, I know. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. This is what the corrupt PPP regime, this is what they're importing? Cows from Brazil? Look at the conditions of these cows. Shame on the PPP regime. But these vagabonds in the PPP regime, they have no shame. Look, and these cows are supposed to be pregnant. And now we see the resemblance of these cows. One of them, this is the back of the cow. The one on the left, that's the back of the cow we're seeing. That face looks like Jack Deere. Take a look. I'm not lying. The back of the cow, and you guys see which cow we're seeing. The back of the cow looks like Jack Deere. Perfect. It looks just like Jack Deere. Everything looks just like Jack Deere. Now, the other cow on the right side looks like Irfan Ali. So this is what these guys are doing. They are corrupting the nation. They're importing these things, these animals. They're ill-treating these animals. They're taking these animals to their farms, to their friends' farms. And look how these animals, these cows are pregnant. I don't know if you ask me pregnant by who. Don't ask me that, because I wasn't there and I don't really know how these cows, by the way, I don't know how these cows got pregnant. But this is no way that a country should be running. Absolutely no way. And the PPP regime doesn't give a rat's arse about anything good in that country. Now, where are they taking these cows? All of these cows should be quarantined. Every single one of these cows. And those who are from whichever division, these Dr. Waldron or whatever they call themselves and all these people, shame on them. It appears that they have no control in what's happening in that country. It's pretty obvious that the PPP, how they operate, their friends and cronies are bringing in not only hundreds of cows, they are bringing in to Guyana horses. It's just a matter that you're going to hear. Somebody should ask Irfan Ali. Somebody should ask Irfan Ali how many horses, thoroughbred horses, he got from Saudi Arabia and so forth, and whether he is part owner of a racetrack. Somebody should ask him that, whether he has race horses in Guyana. Every single thing Irfan Ali wants a piece of. Every single thing. And when I say everything he wants a piece of, I really do mean every single thing in Guyana. Irfan Ali wants a piece of every single thing. And he has gotten a piece of, almost. He has gotten a piece of those very things that we showed you. So the country is not being run like a real country. It is a cake shop. Controversy after controversy, land controversy, taking away people's lands, breaking up people's homes. You know what I mean by that as well, too. So all these things they are doing. But then they come back with a straight face and then they talk to you as though they are so innocent. And then they say, my God, my God. That's all. My God. Oh, my God. God, they're bringing God into their mouths. They're bringing God into their corruption. And oh, my God. Well, when they say, oh, my God, they should just fall down. They should just fall down. Now, let's go back to these cows. Oh, man. Oh. They have AI. And you guys know what AI is. They could start breeding these cows, not at Freedom House or wherever. We're talking about real cows. Breeding these cows and give farmers, cattle farmers across the country a good opportunity. Just like when you guys thought that the black belly sheep, and these are the black belly sheep. You guys thought that the black belly sheep was a good thing for Guyana, and that farmers across Guyana would be able to probably get a couple of these black belly sheep. But no, the black belly sheep came to Guyana, and when the black belly sheep got to Guyana, all of these guys collected the black belly sheep for themselves, their farms. Some of them got farms all of the Maikoni River area, not just the Linden-Soosdijk Highway. Some of them got farm all the way in the interior, as they call it, the bush. Almost all of them going into farm now. They want their ranch. So Irfan Ali is not the only one. Nobody's asking Jack Dale whether whether he owns a ranch as well. Nobody's asking these questions. But I'm glad the friends and all them followed each other. All of them followed. I want more of them friends followed. And as more of them friends followed, you know what happened? More of them followed. You know what happened? More of them followed. You know what happened? More of them followed. More of them followed. And I want expose. Keep exposing. Because when friends follow, they expose each other. It's not investigation. They just expose. Say, oh, I know your business. And since I know your business, I can talk your business piece by piece. Piece by piece. They were all out praying together. Not so long ago, they were praying together. Assalamu alaikum. Walaikum assalam. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. And so I like when friends fall out. When friends fall out, they get their secrets. Was it Bob Marley or somebody? Was it Bob Marley saying, only your best friend know your secret? A lot of people. Or something like that, right? Good night. You guys, you tell me a chutney and I'm going to sing a chutney for y'all. Yeah, well, I know reggae too, but don't get me wrong, right? Who the cap fit? Right? So one more of the friends them fall out. Let them fall out with each other, man. Yeah, let them fall out with each other. Let them fall out. I don't know. Some people sit down and y'all think y'all are being brainwashed, and some of y'all didn't even know what's going on. So let's get back to this one here. What's going on with these guys in the PPP, man? Jack they get Kakai now. They laugh Ramjatan. They call Ramjatan Kakai and all sorts of things. They call David Patterson. They said David Patterson get Kakai. And now look here. What's this guy name again? Jack they get Kakai. And finally he got it. Kakai, right? Look, this one here too. Same thing. All of them eye squeezing. All of them wrinkle up. All of them end up with Kakai now. Well, we understand why this one get Kakai. And we also understand why this one get Kakai. All right. So as we continue here now on 107.1 FM, good night again. Welcome to Straight Up. My name is Mark Benshaw. It's really good to see you guys back tonight. It's Monday, by the way. It's Monday. Right, Rhonda Lane? It's Monday. Ian Williams, the whole crew. Carl Miller just got his neighbor access to their Wi-Fi, so he got a chance to watch the program. All of you, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. Almost sung like Melly Melly, good night. Right? What Melly Mel said, good night. Saw they had Big Pashway there in Queens try to brackle Melly Mel. You know, Melly Mel she could hold herself up. She could handle herself. But again, in Melly Mel's voice, good night. Anyways, good night to all of you again. Let's get back to this Tanti Merle here. This Tanti Merle. He has been very, very quiet. Why is this Tanti Merle so quiet? This Tanti Merle is not usually so quiet, you know. Remember not so long ago, she liked scratch. She put on she wigs and she lipstick and all sorts of things, and then put on she skirt. And on a Thursday is bare bacchanal. She got a response. She got an answer for every single thing. Oh God, this one more people. She abused out from Harry right to Harry wrong at her Thursday so-called press conference. And then suddenly, Tanti Merle Jagdeo gone quiet. Not a word, not a spit, not a froth, not porridge, nothing pitching out she mouth. Absolutely nothing. It's as though like she doesn't exist. Well, we know what's going on. Be sure. We know what was going on. We know what's going on. With Dilip, they try to deny about Dilip and all these sorts of things. Well, when you do all of this here too much, sometimes it does catch up with you. I mean, sorry. Our operator is wicked, right? So ask yourself this question, guys. Good night again and welcome to Straight Up. Why is Tanti Merle Jagdeo so quiet? Is it that there's a deep, and when I mean deep, I really, really do mean deep, a deep division in the PPP? That they are fighting amongst each other right now? They're fighting and they're saying that X should have done that. X should not have pushed their head up somewhere, and all these sort of things. And could it be that Jagdeo is now saying to Irfan Ali, you caused this problem because, and this guy is a problem for them, Azruddin, because Azruddin know most of their business because all of them been there together. They know what's going on. But could it be that Jagdeo has been saying to Irfan, signaling to Irfan, this is you problem, you got to fix it? Oops, that was a selfie back in the days. Torn between two lovers. I don't know. I'm not good at karaoke. But could it be that Irfan Jagdeo has decided to stay out of the battle for now, saying to Irfan that you caused it and you got to fix it? But I suspect that Jagdeo will come out from her nest, will come out from her hole. Wherever Jagdeo is, trust me, Jagdeo is going to crawl out. And you know where Jagdeo likes to hide. Jagdeo will crawl out. And very soon, very shortly, you will be hearing from Jagdeo. Don't be surprised if this coming Thursday that there will be a so-called press conference again. Again. Because it has gotten so out of hand that Jagdeo believes now he, as General Secretary of the People's, whatever is left of the People's Progressive Party, that he has to say something. And if you understand the politics and you understand the kind of politics Jagdeo plays, Jagdeo is going to want to step out now from wherever she is to play the hero, to play that he's going to calm things down and this and all manner of things. So look out for some statement from Jagdeo pretty soon. Now, when we said earlier about the cows, let's get back to the cows. Now the guys, and this was after I saw a couple of lives. I saw the one with Dr. Campbell and Saiku and Sherrod Duncan and so forth. And I saw the APNU folks' response to this here. I think it's good, it's responsible, and it's strong leadership that we're seeing. Political leadership is not just you run out and you expose. It's good to expose, but I see the team that's being played. And those guys in WIN, they go out and they do their exposure as well. Fair enough, and I say good enough exposure with the cows. And then the APNU guys also did their exposure. But they have also, APNU guys have taken it to a higher level. Because politics is not just about exposing. And so APNU folks have taken it to a higher level. And so this is what we need. We need leadership in the opposition. Strong leadership in the opposition. Not just exposure, but strong leadership in the opposition. And we need to see that as quickly as possible. All right, what else is happening? Oh, by the way, let's go back to what Irfan Ali was saying. I wanted to go and ask a question about this sanctioned woman. What is she up to? I wanted to ask about these sanctioned guys as well. Mark Cromwell, also known as Demon. Somebody say he performing in Guyana, by he performing? And then there's Paul Dabby Jr., who's gone quiet. And then there's Randolph Duncan, who basically nobody really knows that much of. And then you have a senior police guy who all of them have been sanctioned as drug traffickers, cocaine transshipment, and all these sort of things. But yet the PPP regime is quiet about all these things. Hemnat Saw, a senior member of the Guyana Police Force. The question is, and the reporters and reporters and journalists seem to be sleeping when it comes to certain serious issues. Now, Hemnat Saw, the Commissioner of Police should respond as to whether he's still on the job, whether he gets paid. The Minister of Home Affairs, Sleepy, should respond to the question as to whether Hemnat, this senior police officer who was sanctioned by the US for drug trafficking, sanctioned. He rushed, and I think he wrote through his lawyer or liars, a liar, a letter to OFAC asking them to remove him and all sorts of things. You think the people's stupidity? You could jump from now till next year, the people not removing you as a drug trafficker. But the sad thing is, the corrupt PPP regime does absolutely nothing about it. And all those who have been sanctioned that are in bed with the PPP, doing dirty things to the PPP, helping the PPP out, financing the PPP and so forth with drug money and so forth and so on. Guess what? The PPP will protect them, just as the PPP is protecting all the others who have been sanctioned by OFAC and also the US. Well, of course, OFAC. And those who are on the list to be extradited. It is not just these guys here, the Mohammeds, who are on the list to be extradited. There are others. But because of the corruption in the PPP regime, I suspect, by the way, that the US will not give Anil and others not even another name to be extradited. Not another name, because they do not. I suspect, here it is again, I suspect that the US, the law enforcement agencies, do not trust the PPP regime when it comes to certain names of individuals who are wanted by, of course, US law enforcement, who have been indicted and who have extradition requests for them. But the PPP is not going to receive that from US law enforcement agencies. Remember when the Mohammeds were sanctioned and request to extradite them, we heard from the guy who sits there as the Attorney General that more names to be followed. We heard from a US law enforcement agent that there will be more names. Over a year now, and not another big name. Not a single other big name. There's a reason behind all of that. And that could possibly be that the US doesn't trust the PPP regime. They like the PPP regime for oil and the deals and so forth. But outside of that, they have no respect for Irfaan Ali. They have no respect for Jack Dale. They have no respect for the so-called government of Guyana. The only thing they have respect for is the business and the oil deal and the oil wealth and so forth and so on. Outside of that, there's nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. They know that the PPP is corrupt at every level. I am certain they know about Jack Dale. I'm also certain that they know about Jack Dale and the bank account in China with billions and billions of dollars. I'm not talking about Guyana dollars. I'm talking about billions and billions of US dollars. US dollars. Billions and billions of US dollars. Don't you think the US knows that? Of course they do. Don't you think they know that these vagabonds, Irfaan and Jack Dale and all of them in the PPP regime are corrupt? Of course they do. Of course. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Don't think for a moment that they don't know that these guys are corrupt. Of course. And these vagabonds now, they know that the US doesn't trust them. But because they are being accommodated right now because of the oil wealth and so forth and so on, they can't do nothing. They're hijacked, so to speak. They can't do nothing. And so what Irfaan Ali, they know because they're getting this so-called support from the US, they believe they can do and say anything. But it's just, and trust me, it's just a matter of time. How much longer can the US and Canada and the UK and so forth continue to support support or make it appear as though they're condoning corruption in Guyana, extrajudicial killings, murders, and all these things by friends and cronies of the PPP regime. Not for long, because it's only so much that people can take. And when they believe that they can smart the US guys, then they can't. They just can't. They're back against the wall. They can't run and kiss up to, when was the last time have you seen or heard Jagdeo or Irfan? They went to one of those Islamic State or so forth and so on. When was the last time? They don't go. When was the last time you see them running to China or to some Chinese national and you know, they just don't. They are afraid. Their tails straight up between their legs. And not only their tails between their legs, they put themselves in this position here because they're afraid. And they say to the US and others, do what you want. Do what you want. And then when they give them what they want, they go right in Guyana and they put the Guyanese people, regardless of their ethnicity or whatever, they put them in a cage and they treat them worse than these cows. Thousands upon thousands of Guyanese are treated worse than these cows. And so some of you who are now waking up and saying, moo, look at how they're treating these cows. Moo, right, Conan Marshall? Look at how they're treating these cows, right, Don Sampson? Moo. Some of you are crying tears for these cows. Moo. And rightly so, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But when these folks were being treated worse than, take a look. How many of y'all were crying out for these human beings who were treated worse than those cows? How many of them exposed this? How many of them rushed into Mocha Arcadia? Oh no, they couldn't do that because they were enjoying the sweetness, back to the sugar, right? Ooh, sweetness galore then. So they couldn't expose this as corruption. They couldn't expose this as wrongdoing. They couldn't expose this as human rights violations and so forth. Notice some people are not concerned about the killings and the shootings in the country, whether in Buxton or wherever. They're not condemning these things. It's of no value for them, for some of these people. They're only focusing on land. Who get more land than who? Who get more land than who? Irfan get 150-acre land. But the very people who talking about Irfan get 150, they got thousands of land, 82, 83. Y'all know them? Very soon, very shortly. But let's get back to this here. How many of these same people who condemning the cows, the treatment of the cows, had anything to say about the treatment of this woman and others who got all of their lands and their businesses taken away, bulldozed to give to friends and families and cronies of the PPP regime? When all of them were friends, they were running around the country, taking away people's lands, all manner of things, didn't give a rat's arse about poor people. Didn't care how people were being treated in that country. I can say that because consistency matters. Fighting for rights and exposing corruption is not a convenient tool. A tool can be used whenever you feel it can suit your purpose. There has to be consistency, and it has to be from the heart. It shouldn't be out of emotions and bumps raised and all these things. You got to mean what you do. You got to mean what you say, and you have to have a track record in these things. If there's no track record, well, then I question the motive. Now back to this lady. Look at her treatment. Some of them now running around hollering about bear, black belly sheep, moo, treatment of cows. Look, the cow's pregnant. And look at the treatment of the cows. Again, they were quiet. And this little girl and her family were kicked out of a house, got nowhere to live, nowhere to go, nothing to do because of a corrupt PPP regime. And there were so many back then who turned a blind eye or condoned these sort of ill treatment towards citizens of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Shame. It's a sad thing. Nobody's even talking about these guns any longer, because it's not about these things for some people. It's always about land and who get more land and who buy more house. Read between the lines, guys. If some of y'all cannot understand that people's focus is more about land and house, and who get more land and who get more house, and it's not about equal rights and justice. Nobody is talking about these AK-47. Nobody's talking about the shooting and the killings in the country. Well, of course, except APNU, because APNU and those guys in APNU, they understand. And so this exposure and this so-called struggle, I repeat, is not about land. It is not about house and land. Every single day is who get more land than who. It's just like it reminds me of a Hindi term that goes, Tere ka bod nani ka choror ka land deke. You guys who knows the rest know it, but I don't want to say the other part because it's really a curse word. Tere ka bod nani ka. How many of you know this term in Hindi? Tere ka bod nani ka choror ka land deke. Let me see if some of you folks know what I want to say at the end. And I'll go at it again slowly. Tere ka bod, nani ka chodor, kalandeke. Anyways, if you know the remainder, you can fill it in. Tere ka bod, nani ka chodor, kalandeke. Maka. You know what I mean? All right. So nobody cares about these things. Nobody cares about the young men who are being slaughtered in that country. Nobody cares. Well, of course, the guys APNU, the 12 and them, they're speaking out, they're talking. But outside of that, nobody else cares. Tomorrow we're going to hear who get more land than who. Tomorrow we're going to hear where more black belly sheep are go. Tomorrow I'm going to hear where more cows are go. And don't get me wrong, these things are okay. Those things are okay. But it should not be just confined to those things. When you have a country where criminals are running around the country as though nothing, all the AK-47, the killings, the drugs, and every single thing in that country. And all you're hearing about for the past week is land. Who get more land than who? Who get more land than who? You're not hearing anything about the killing of this young man. By the way, we heard some folks have been rounded up, and maybe tomorrow we'll hear charges against one of them. And there's a wanted bulletin for another one. I guess the videotape that the police got from the shooting, they get to understand who the perpetrators are. And others are keeping an eye on this particular case. And we'll see how it goes. But nobody else cares about it. We're going to hear land again. 150 acres of land. I can't holler somebody get 150 acres of land and I get 83,000 acres of prime land and all these other things. So y'all see where this fight coming from, right? Y'all understand where this fight is. It's all about wealth. Who get more houses than who? Who live in mansion more than who? Who do what for who? Who give who money who? Who bankroll who? This is what the nation turned to now. Meanwhile, poor Drupati, poor Margaret, poor Babita, poor, who else? Poor Ramesh, poor Carol. They mean getting access to those sort of things. You think an ordinary person in Guyana can dare get 100 acres of prime land? I want to hear the response from my 96-year-old friend who is watching. Good night to her. Do you think you have to be close to those vagabonds in the PPP regime to even get an acre, much less 100 acres, much less 150 acres, much less 82 or 83,000 acres of land in a country where people are punishing? People have to wait 25, 30 years if they're lucky to get a little piece of house lot. And others are fortunate to get 150 acres of land, 82 or 83,000 acres of land. Make joke with greed. And so this struggle to move Guyana forward and to move it out of the mess that it's in is not just confined to land corruption and house and who get more big house than who and who get more land than who. It has to do with the human rights violations as well that we're seeing, and that the PPP is condoning criminal gangs in Guyana. The police force is condoning criminal gangs in Guyana. And when the criminals who are connected to the PPP regime and the Guyana police force, they go out and they kill, the Guyana police force turn a blind eye on those things. Occasionally, they may round up and lock up maybe a couple of their friends and then just spend a little couple morning and then they're out. That's what's going on in the country. But you guys don't see people focusing on that. They're just focusing on land. Land. They might as well just call themselves Landis. Like my friend Landis now in Barbados from Manchester, Winifred Gaskin. Landis. Somebody said that they swore the Jamaicans. They tell the Jamaicans they're giving them 300 houses, and Irfan, you think Irfan can't even do anything proper for Guyanese. Look at this. Not even them cows could go in there and get pregnant. But they want human beings to live in these things. And they're happy about it. Look at the bush. Look at the grass. Look at every single thing. Snakes could crawl up in cradles and all manner of things. This is how they're treating poor people in the country. But when they're rich and they get money and they get access to the money, people's money, and they get billions of dollars in contracts and they could do all sorts of things, enjoying the country. They move around the country with sirens, all of them friends and family, and sirens, police sirens. When you look, there's some so-called business person just passed by there with 2, 3, 4 police outriders. Now let's get back to Irfan and this land thing. Y'all remember the other day, Irfan said, and he mentioned Charandas and something about Charandas, and he went off script there about Charandas. And I'll tell you guys exactly what happened and how he feels according to what he said about his close friends, them, the Mohammeds. When he mentioned the name Charandas, I will let you guys know why he mentioned that name Charandas. Listen to Charandas, what he did, and embarrass the entire country. Forget about himself. He has no shame. Wherever the Kiaz drips, that is where he'll hang his mouth and lick it. He loves Kiaz, and we're talking about Kiaz, we're not talking about anything else. This is disgrace Charandas. While he was serving as Guyana's High Commissioner to India.
Are you any better?
No.
You're throwing out a helpless dog?
What helpless dog? I don't need a dog in my yard, all right? You want a dog, take it, put it between your legs.
You little bastard.
No, you probably want the dog to fuck you. That's what you want. I don't care. I don't care who you are.
I don't care who the hell you are.
Fuck you.
Yeah, dekha.
Now listen to me.
You're drunk. You're
Don't
bloody,
let any woman come in my yard.
You're bloody drunk.
Hello. You like the camera?
You don't understand English. Speak in Hindi. चलो तुम चलो.
But seriously, who would want to engage that low-life Charan Das? Who? We all know that he loves Kyazrip, and he likes to take his mouth and hang it and lick. It doesn't matter where the Kyazrip drip from. I repeat, it doesn't matter where the Kyazrip drips from. He will hang his mouth and drink Kyazrip, drink Gold Isle, whatever. It doesn't matter where the Kyazrip comes from. He can hang him out and drip and suck all that little bit of Kyazrip. Suck it. He doesn't care. And so when Irfan Ali Bums raised the other day, and he mentioned off beat, off script, the name Charan Das. And he said that the Mohammeds, I think the senior Mohammed, my interpretation of what he said or meant was that something about Charan Das, and that the Mohammeds them attempting to blackmail him with a video or something like that. Let me say this to you guys right here, right now, on 107.1 FM. Right here, right now. How many of you guys want to hear me say what I have to say about Charan Das and what really happened? What really happened that caused Irfan Ali to mention that despicable, thank you so much, Annette Cummins, that despicable PIG, Paku, Tere Kabur, that Katahar, that Chamar, that Chatri, that low life named Judas Charan Das. How many of you guys want to hear what really transpired? And at some point in time, those guys who were once friends with Irfan and claimed that they bankroll with little couple dollars here, couple dollars there to the PPP, the Mohammeds. How many of y'all want to hear what really Irfan was tempted to talk about, but he didn't want to talk about? But I hope that Mohammed, father and son, me hope them, if them are listening right now, hey, I be know what transpired, why? Now, listen to this. How many of you guys want to hear exactly the reason why Irfan mentioned Charan Das' name? Here are you. I do. I noticed Francine Cruz going on, off key. You know, like we sing a tune here and Francine gone singing a different tune and nobody in text she on. She gone in somebody bingo place again. If y'all run a bingo hall, y'all be careful with Francine Cruz. She gone. Because nobody pay she attention. So now, here what happened. Let's play back Charan Das while I'm going to tell you guys why Charan Das' name was mentioned. That Crapo Das. Listen to this despicable human being, Charan Das, while he was getting taxpayers' dollars in India.
Are you any better?
No.
You're throwing out a helpless dog?
What helpless dog? I don't need a dog in my yard, all right? You want a dog, take it, put it between your legs.
You little bastard.
No, you probably want the dog to fuck you. That's what you want. I don't care. I don't care who you are.
I don't care who the hell you are.
Fuck you.
Yeah, dekha?
Now listen to me.
You're drunk. You're
Don't
bloody,
let any woman come in my yard.
You're bloody drunk.
Hello. You like the camera?
You don't understand English. Speak in Hindi. Chalo, tum chalo.
All right, good night again. Welcome to Straight Up. My name is Mark Benshaw, if you're now joining us. This is what we do. We expose corruption. We expose the corrupt PPP regime. And the spirit is telling me to hold back. Don't tell you all now, you know. But hear what? Politics is about. Either if you do it now, if you don't do it today, can't eat your dinner tomorrow. And that is why those guys in the opposition, they got to expose today. Don't wait until tomorrow because can't eat one, as they say in Barbados, right? Can't eat one dinner. Now, let me say this to you guys. The reason Irfan Ali mentioned Charan Das' name and used the term blackmail, come a little closer. Let me whisper something to you guys. What I suspect, by the way, I suspect. By the way, share the link quickly. Let some other people, I give you all a quick minute to tell somebody that I'm about to whisper something in your ears. All of you. Now listen. The reason why, let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear. I want to come a little closer because I want to whisper. I want you guys to hear it right here on 107.1 FM. Are you guys closer? Okay. I could see that Kwame and Jack they want to come closer, but no, not y'all. Y'all don't come close to me. Y'all don't come close to me. In my up and down voice, y'all don't come close to me. So now, hear why Charan Das' name was mentioned. And the same sentence with blackmail. Now hear what's going on. A little whisper tells me that the Mohammeds threatened Irfan Ali to release a tape. Come a little closer, guys. Come closer. Come closer. A little closer. Thank you. Thank you. We're having fun, but good fun. I'm whispering. How many of you guys can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Yes or no? Can you guys hear me? Okay. So, before I go, I want to let you guys know that according to information, Irfan Ali is upset. He's afraid. He's afraid that somebody go out publicly and show some sort of evidence that would prove that Charan Das did collect Kyasrip. 30 million gallons of Kyasrip. Maybe the Kyasrip looks like gold dust. Who knows? It is up to Charan Das to say whether he collected that or not. But if indeed there's video evidence of something of that nature, and Irfan Ali is afraid that that may get out, then this whole vexatious approach by the PPP and by Irfan especially could very well not be just about land. Guys, it is not just about land. It is more. And if there's that video evidence around, then it should be exposed. very soon, very shortly. Now, before I go, I have more to talk about that Charandas, Kyazrip, and Gold Dust. But I won't talk about that tonight. I'll talk about it more. But before I go, there's something else that I want to talk about. But I'm looking at the time, and I'm not sure that I should tell you guys everything tonight. I'm not sure that I should tell everything tonight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to call it George tonight. And I'll be speaking. But by tomorrow, you should be able to hear more things. Should be able to hear more things. Now, concerning the Paper Shards killing, now this could be a game played by Irfan Ali. If this is a game being played by Irfan Ali to pressure a man who is said to be the former son-in-law of the Commissioner of Police. Now, here is what the Commissioner of Police has to say. And someone should ask him this question. Don't ask him as yet his connection to Muhammad and whether he received millions of dollars from the Muhammads and vehicles. Now, I'm not saying that he did, but all I'm saying is someone should ask him whether he did or not. And we wouldn't touch on the crime chief as yet, on whether he received anything, whether land deals or whatever, from the Mohammeds. We're not going to touch on that at this point in time. We're not going to. But one of the things that I want to, and I want those reporters in Guyana to ask this question, the Commissioner of Police, whether Mark Richmond, the guy who was the suspect then for the murder of Paper Shards, and since he was a suspect way back then, Hicken and the crime chief and Caesar and those guys did absolutely nothing. The question is it because he was, at that point in time, the said to be, mind you, said to be the son-in-law of Hicken, the Commissioner of Police? Is it because he was then the son-in-law of Hicken? And is it that Hicken decided to turn a blind eye then because of this family connection? Now, all I'm saying, I'm asking a simple question to the Commissioner of Police, whether this guy, Mark Richmond, was once his son-in-law. Tomorrow, I have more to say. But for now, someone should ask the Commissioner of Police whether Mark Richmond was once not just a bodyguard or a chief security guy for the Mohammeds them. Everybody at that point in time knew that. As Wayne Caesar would say, over to you, Commissioner of Police. Answer this question. Whether Mark Richmond, at the time that he was accused, just accused, mind you, or a suspect in the killing of Paper Shards, whether during that time he was your son-in-law, Mr. Commissioner of Police. I'm out of here. I'll be back tomorrow, same place, same time. And hopefully by then, the Commissioner of Police will be able to answer the question because we have some, maybe we have some evidence, maybe, of that family connection. Maybe. But we leave the commissioner to answer that question. And you're able to put 2 and 2 together. We're now going to talk about Irfan Ali and what the then policeman, the whistleblower, Leon Bascom, had to say, that he sent text messages to Irfan Ali about corruption as it pertains to the investigation into the killing of Paper Shards. Lots and lots of revelations. But let's not just focus on land dealing and just cows. Don't just confine your focus to that. See you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, right here on 107.1 FM. God bless you all. Continue to pray for Guyana. Lots and lots of prayers. So long.
Are you any better?
No.
You're throwing out a helpless dog?
What helpless dog? I don't need a dog in my yard, all right? You want a dog, take it, put it between your legs.
You little bastard.
No, you probably want the dog to fuck you. That's what you want. I don't care. I don't care who you are.
I don't care who the hell you are.
Fuck you.
Yeah, dekha?
Now listen to me.
You're drunk. You're
Don't
bloody-
let any woman come in my yard.
You're bloody drunk.
Hello. You like the camera?
You don't understand English. Speak in Hindi. Chalo, tum chalo.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%. Get your give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base. Then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up. You done fed up. He done fed up. She done fed up. We done fed up. The people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fear in the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment. And you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows. One set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up. You done fed up. He done fed up. She done fed up. We done fed up. The people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clout. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Barrett and Sue, cause I done fed up. You done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. I done fed up on the dirty water load. Pressure want scream and tell somebody. Imagine 1500 US and they're telling me super salary. I done fed up on the unemployment rate. Say somebody lie, they say one Guyana. Cause when you look with the oil money going, circulate with one set of banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up.
I want a woman.
DJ Shrimpy presents his annual Summer Jam on Saturday, July 25th at the Woodbine in Brooklyn. Music by Super Terry, Busta, Lady Supreme, DJ Quinn, and DJ Shrimpy. Tickets $30. Dinner included. For tickets, inbox DJ Shrimpy on Messenger or call or text 631-805-7923.
I want a woman to jam.
Oh, Jesus Christ. If cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.